Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of Laravel, having a little bit of fun, not doing too much serious stuff, just chilling, chatting, coding, the good stuff. And on that note, I will just stick some background music on. That's too loud, give me a shout. I can turn that down, but we like a little bit of music sometimes, don't we? Right, okay, so I've got a Laravel app. It's got Filament installed. There's no starter kit. It is just plain and simple. So, one thing I want to do is composer required dev Laravel boost. Yeah, there we go. Get some boost installed because I've not really used it. And it sounds quite interesting. I've worked with Ashley before as well, and it could be good. So boost install. Right. 15 tools, AI guidelines. Yeah, why not? Good morning. Hey, welcome from Berlin. Let's go and add all of these because why not? I don't really use many of them. We'll see what happens. Enjoy the boost. Good, and have a look at this. Right, okay. Shift twice to open the command palette. Okay. Here we go. Command palette. MCP settings. Is it only this one? Ooh, okay. MCP. Let's just go here. Here we go. Here we go. Status. That is enabled. Okay, cool. Hey, Benjamin. It's going good. It's going good. Yeah. Having a little bit of fun, if I'm honest. So here's my current website, which is currently built using Nuxt and Nuxt UI. It works, for the most part. But I'd like it to be a little bit better. I'd like to do a little bit more. So I'm going to stick a Laravel app together and start using that. And I want to back it with Filament as well because, Filament's awesome. So if we come to content content config down here. No. Okay, so let's just go ahead and start making some stuff. With my articles, index, projects, articles, authors, potential sponsor, and tags. Okay, so first things first, let's make a model called sponsor. Author is a user. Image. The image stuff, I'm thinking what would be really cool is just use the Sparsy media library package here for the media. So composer require Sparsy. What is it called? Composer require Sparsy media library. Is that it? Packagist Sparsy media Laravel media library. This one. Nope, not that. That. Okay, get that installed. Okay, so we have got sponsors, and what we're going to want to do is just fill this in. Oh, this context sections. Yeah. Run Laravel pipes and make that static. This will be URL ID, and then we'll go primary. Table string name. So I think that's it to start with, because I'm probably going to make this mediatable, or however you do it. There's a docs for this. There. Right, base installation, done that. Let's just drop this in and get that started. How's everyone doing today? Are we good? Are we having a good Tuesday? Okay, so awesome. Media table stubs have been published. I'm going to keep it like that for now. Inside integer. So this needs to be a ULID morph. That is about it. Let's go ahead and migrate. Get all that across. Let's get the config file done. That's all of that magic done. Media disk, not too bothered right now. Setting up a queue, no. Prepare your model. Here we go. Has media and interactive media. Perfect. Okay, so sponsors are going to have media because they will have a logo. So what I'm going to do is stick this over here. And what we need to do is extends factory for a sponsor. Model is a sponsor. There's some typical Laravel stuff. I thought a nice casual stream after the craziness that's gone on the last few weeks would probably be a good call. There's been so much stuff going on in the world that let's just chill out and enjoy some just not thinking time, right? I'm not going to go for URL. I'm going to go for a domain name. There we go. Sponsor over here. Sponsor factory. Use as ULID. Extends model. Implements as media. Use interacts with media. Let's set it up. Billable stuff. List of strings. So we got a name, URL, and that is it. So when it says interactive media, it's going to come down and say media. Okay, so let's got all of that on it already. So property string for the ID, string for the name, string for the URL, carbon interface or null for the created at, updated at, and then we're going to have a property read collection of media for the media. See, what I think I also need here is an enum. Enums publishing. We're just going to have a status. Put a string in there. We're going to have a draft. Case published. Case archived. To keep it simple. And what I might do is I might add that on here too. So table string status default status published. Sponsors are published by default. So come back to the sponsor factory, and we're just going to add a status here. This Baker random element from an array of status pieces, like so. Sponsor, the status and the sponsor, which means the casts can be status class. And just drop this in. This is an array of string class string. Normal casting for enums. Yeah. It was a habit for me as well for quite a while. But then, being part of PHP Fig, I tried to stick to things a little bit more closely. Right, so a sponsor can be in draft, it can be a publish, or it can be an archived sponsor. Because when I think about it, a sponsor is never kind of inactive. They are just an archived one because they sponsored some content, and they remain the sponsor of that content. They're just not kind of active sponsors. They are kind of archived sponsors who may come back, but they're still enabled on certain things. It probably is because they feel like constants. I completely agree with you there. Right, one thing I want to do is let's just look at some enum tricks quickly. Status, and we are going to say that this one implements has a label. So the get label, public function get label is going to return some form of string. So I want to return a match on this where draft, published and archived. Fix that up. There we go. So there is some labels. That's all fine. Colors. We could do some has color too. And the color, we are just going to grab this for now and we'll just edit it. It'll be quicker, right? Right. And we're going to steal the warning. So this is going to return a string. This is also just going to return a string. What else can we add to them? Has an icon. That's pretty handy too. Let's just delete that. Not needed. Implements has icon. What we got? Draft. Pencil alt circle. Okay, we'll stick with that for now, right? Enum description. I do like the descriptions. So we're going to add that as well, just because we can. More information that you can add, the better, right? Draft published. This is currently a draft and not visible to the public. Just stick with that for now. There we go. What we want to do is generate some resources, right? resources. Where are they? Up here. Overview. We want to create a resource, but we also want to generate things. Here we go. So generate a resource for the sponsor. Generate it. What is the title attribute name? Would you like to generate a read-only view page? Why not? So if I then come back to the dashboard, we can come to sponsors. Fantastic. So I'm going to go to my database seeder. Do this like that, and do that. So we're going to go and just create a user for me. Steve McDougall, and we're going to just Steve McD at gmail.com. Sponsor factory count 10 create. There we go. A migrate fresh and seed. There we go. Let's refresh this. Log back in. There we go. We got some sponsors. Perfect. So what we want to do is come over to Filament stuff. Filament resources, sponsors, sponsor resource. And this is a new sponsor resource page. What's this complaining about? Currently, list. Okay. So schemas, add tables, sponsors table. Okay, so hidden. Bang. So we want the name, the URL, and the status. And that's about it, right? So then we want it's an enum for this, right? Enums, icons, descriptions. Using the enum label as a group title. Text column. Okay, so I can just do a text column make based on status. We'll make that sortable. Hello, icons. So an archive is just called what is its name? Archive arrow box down. Is it that? Icons. And this is Heroicons. This is a 1. Pencil. Not pencil, alt. There we go. Published, archived, blah, 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 blah. I'm pretty sure we can make this a badge as well. Bang. There we go. Look at that. Fantastic. Easy to use. Easy to use. So we can go ahead and view that. Or we can go ahead and edit this. which is awesome. Let's fix all of that up. There we go. There we go. Okay. We're also going to want to do a select make status enum options status cases. Okay. Perform. Select. There we go. Published, archived, blah, blah, blah. Cool. Nice. We're getting there. So select has native false. Let's try that. Native false, and just come back and have a look at this. Cool. Yeah, Filament's just awesome recently, isn't it? It's really come a long way. Let's zoom in a little. Can I zoom in some more? View, appearance. Zoom in. View. Zoom in. Zoom in. There we go. So we've got some sponsors. Hey, Sebastian. How are you doing, buddy? Having a good day, I hope. That is all configured, so now I can just Laravel point that one, Laravel point that one, info list, text entry, make status, badge. Let's go ahead and view that. There we go, status published. Don't really need to show that or that really. There we go, nice and simple. So it gives us flexibility, yeah. Oh, tell me about it, Nathan. Just so much easier, right? So now that we've got sponsors pretty much covered, I'm going to make a model for my articles with a migration and a factory. Right, okay, so come back down here, articles. Let's just go ahead and run through this. At the minute, this is just all of the admin stuff, which is, you know, fine, it works. URL ID, primary. Right, so we're going to have a table, bring article title. A table, bring the slug, which needs to be unique. What else do I have? What else do I have? Table foreign URL ID for the author ID, which we will index. It's constrained to the users table, and we will cascade on delete. We're then going to do a table foreign URL ID for the sponsor ID, which is nullable. We will also index. It's constrained to the sponsors table, and we will just set null on delete. So if that sponsor is deleted, we can just remove it. Not that a sponsor is ever really deleted. We're going to do a table. We're going to do a long text for the content. Is there anything else that we might need? Tags. I want to do something more taggable over like just an array of strings. Published at is going to be needed. So table timestamp. We're going to do publish that, which is nullable. Anything else from there? The minutes read I can generate on the fly. The reason I couldn't on the old one is because it was a static site, and I am moving away from static sites where possible. Right. Static sites serve their purpose, right? That's what I found. You know, it gets to a point where you want to extend past a static site. Don't know if anyone else has found that. I've had a static site for absolutely years. A pint. I'm just getting to a stage where I want something a bit more dynamic that I can log into, just manage a little bit easier. Title, this Baker unique sentence. Slug, this Baker unique slug. Content, we're just going to stick some real text in here. Author ID, we are just going to grab a random user. Sponsor ID, this Baker Boolean. If it comes back true, then we're going to say sponsor factory. Otherwise, we will just do the null. Published at, and we'll do a this Baker optional date time, like that. There we go. Nice and simple. Simple does it. Use has ULIDs. Implements has media. Use interact with media. Fillables. We are going to have a title, blog content author, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so casts. Oh, wait, we need a status, don't we? Table, bring, status, default, status, draft. Right. After that, we've got status. There we go. There we go. There we go. What should we do? Is there anything else we really need on this? Like, I'm guessing we're going to probably need a description of some type. I might drop a JSON column in down here, or metadata, make that nullable. We're going to have a status here for none of those. The array is status cases. After content, we're going to do metadata null for now. It's going to be like all the SEO stuff. So status is a status. Metadata is as array object. And then published at is a date time. Nice and simple here, right? So public function author belongs to, return this belongs to, related user class, foreign ID is author ID. Public function sponsor belongs to, and this belongs to, related sponsor and funky sponsor ID. It's already got media. That is all good. Drop all of that and then do that. These are going to be carbon interfaces. Get rid of that. And that. So ID, blah, 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 author. We've got that. And put that for now. Then we can go property read, user for the author, property read, sponsor, null for the sponsor. Property read, collection of int media for the media. So far, so good, I believe. I might create an SEO object cast instead of this at some point, but we'll get back to that. Right now, we'll do. So let's just do a quick migrate. PHP artisan filament resource article generate. What is the title? That's title. Yes, make a read-only view. Okay, so what we also need is side models. We're going to need we need a concerns. So concerns directory there, and we can add a as slug rate. I'm going to add a mixin up the top for model. Slug. Going to return void, and then static creating this is something like this. Set attribute key slug value. Put that in there. Bam. An article can say, okay, we've got that, and we've also used as slug. Close all of them. Come back to our database seeder. And what we're doing instead of that, we're just going to say article factory count 38. We'll also say for user as author. Get rid of the sponsor now. A migrate fresh seed. Log back in. Articles, we've got stuff. Right, okay, so let's go ahead and tweak all of that now inside Filament, because Filament's awesome like that. Our resource here, Heroicons, we want to do something like a book open. There we go. Book open. Fantastic. Then if I come to sponsors down here, currency dollar. Hey, looking awesome. Name, title, sweet. Okay, so the tables, when we're looking at them, we don't really sponsors, my bad. Article table, we don't care about the ID. That's just an internal reference. This is Slug. That's one visibles. This is also hidden. Published that, created that, updated that. We don't really care about those. So title, Slug, status, sponsor, published. The Slug's not important, so we'll hide that. Ooh. We're never going to want to see that, but we will want all of this. So that is all good, published, blah, blah, blah. Okay, all of that is all set up and working, meaning that we can go ahead and view that. It's got all of the stuff that we might want. Then we go edit. How are we going to want to structure this? Okay, so let's go ahead and look at this article form now. Slug's going to be generated, so I'm going to remove that. Status, awesome. This text area, I want it to be a markdown editor. There we go. Fantastic. Metadata, sponsor, select, author, cool. So these selects, I'm going to say native is false and native false. Are these searchable? Yeah. Awesome, awesome, awesome. What next? What next? Status, title, all of that should be fine, I believe. Not sure how we can go ahead and attach media at the same time, but we'll come back to that. Go view it. That's all looking good. Info list we can fix later. Chances of me needing to use it right now, quite slim, but it's going to be there for if I need it or want it. So let's go ahead and what does Junie do? Or Copilot maybe? Let's ask maybe Claude. What can we attach? I don't know. Should we do the agent or ask? Okay, we'll do ask. I'd like to build a metadata DTO that can be used to cast the metadata property from my article model. The purpose of this is to contain all SEO relevant data for the article itself. Let's see what this does, because I know roughly what I do because I did it over here. So if I come over to components, no, that's a different website. I believe that was my company one over here. I had a component and I had a, I'm not too sure now. Might have just been the layout, default layout. Yeah, all of these things, I built all of this up. So, okay. Right, let's go see what it's doing. Metadata implements castable. That's cool. So if I come over to here and we just do some data objects publishing. Within here, we're just going to create a metadata object which implements castable. Going to need something. So we can say our public function construct public string null is title default to null. Public string null something default to null. I'm going to just grab that because we're going to need it a few times. Description. Keywords. OG title. OG description. OG image. You have to have a look at this, I think. OG type, and we're going to default that to article. We can remove the null. Put a card. Do a summary large image by default. Do a Twitter title. Twitter description. The image. Ornical URL. Public bool, no index is false, and a bool for the no follow to be false too. I'm just going to grab this. Just grab it and go through it from within here. Import that. The message there must be an instance of metadata. Fix all that up. Let's harden the error handling on that one. Nice. Add some error handling on that one. Good. Let's just copy some of these blah blah blahs. Get robot content. Awesome. Let's make sure it's all gonna look good. Nice. Don't need that. Unused elements, not a big deal. Then to implement on our article, our metadata is no longer that, it is a metadata class. And I can remove that. How can I create a metadata object in a filament form component? That's my next one. we need to be able to fill this in, right? So filament, articles, schemas, article form within here. Oh, it's going crazy. Section make SEO and metadata. Sort of that. Okay. Let's just grab this and see what it does. Make sure it's all installed, all available. And come back over here, articles, edit. Reversibles can be unpacked, null given. Okay. Wait a minute. Import that. Import schema component grid. Okay, maybe that section just needs to be deleted because I don't know what's going on here, really. All right, let's copy as markdown and just drop that into there. That's what it's there for. Let's see how much it works. Okay, so the problem occurs when the data is no JSON here and returns no, you can unpack the data, which causes. Okay. If value is null, return null on the metadata. On the get method, I am doing that already. There's that. So what we'll do, migrate just migrate version seed on that one. Articles, edit, schemas toggle. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. Import the toggle. Bang, metadata. Okay. Drop that. SEO and meta, awesome. So what I need to do is create another section for all of this stuff. Section, make, article details, the schema is that. Probably tidy this up a little bit at some point, but we've got this stuff all sorted. Select an option, summary, Twitter, blah, blah, Twitter image, blah. Okay, so I can fix this up a little bit and we can probably do something with this a little bit later, but for now, it works. One quick thing, meta description, meta title, 50 to 60, yeah, cool. Everything is looking good so far. So we've got articles with sponsors. That is cool. Let's go back to our, not that one, this one. What else have we got? We've got speaking stuff and users and sponsor stuff and projects. So let's go ahead and do talks next, I guess. Or I'm pretty sure there's like a sparsely taggables thing. Sparsely taggables. Sparsely Laravel tags. Add tags and taggable behavior. This is what I wanted because I know there's going to be something within here for that. So has tags. Come back to article. Article use has tags. But I am going to drop that there. So this has tags over here. Where's a model? Get multiple tag name, blah blah blah, class name, boot has tags, tags morph many. Awesome. So up here, we can do a property read collection, updating stuff, not a problem. Wait for that to finish updating all of its business. Sparsely tag. Awesome. Okay, so what we want to do here is let's go back to Filament PHP and let's go to the plugins and let's go and search for sparsely tags, sparsely media library. So sparsely tags. Get that in there. We're probably gonna have to kind of like tie a few things together at this point, right? That's doing this business. And there we go. Tag those migrations. There's a form component then. Sparsely tags input make tags. Nice. We migrate. Article. Form. So over on this, we're going to sparsely tags input. Tags. Now let's go back and have a look at this. Tags. I don't know how the tags input works though. For list entries. Types, not a problem. Okay, so we get this media library in there next. Let's get that in and started. Then we can publish stuff. So as you can see, it's at the minute I'm focusing more on this kind of filament stuff. Hey, Ludovic, Laravel Jutsu in the house. It is always good to see you, my friend. Let's migrate that. Make sure that's all migrated. Media upload form component. Article form, and after tags, we're just going to do media file upload as well. And we're going to call this images like that. Then if you go to a sponsor form, we are also going to do the same thing, but we're going to call this logo. Is it like a single, or is there options for it? Collection. Oh. Collection. Logos. Storage disk, not a big deal right now. Don't want multiple. Custom properties, no. Headers, not a big deal right now. Responsive images, maybe. Article form, we'll also add election images, responsive images. We will do. We will allow multiple. On version, some. Filtering. I'm going to keep it at that for now, I think. So tags. Types allow tags into collections. So there's tags. Tags component, I kind of expected something a little bit different, if I'm honest. Maybe we'll just stick with that. Let's have a look. Okay, so this is enter, not a problem. Drag or drop your files or browse, cool. Publish that, nice. Sorry, yeah, in your house. You do have a bigger YouTube channel, so I will give you that one. Okay, so back down here, collapsible, collapse, grid make, Twitter card stuff, another grid, lots of grids for all the things. I'm probably going to rebuild this at some point to make it a little bit more kind of fancy, but right now this will do, right? It does what I need it to do. So articles, sponsors, view that, edit it, drag and drop for the logo. Nice. That is the main bit done. So next up, if we just come to like the main page here. You did forget to record your home tour. I'm very disappointed in you. Okay, so now that we've got all of that kind of there, we want to come down to our front end. Let's just grab this. Drop that in there. We can delete that bootstrap. It's not really needed. It's a complete waste. CSS, app CSS. Lots of stuff going on, which I will just keep for now. Views. Right. New directory. Components, layout. Because this is then just a public view at this point, right? Page.blade.php. I'm just going to copy this, bang, grab everything within the body and just delete it. Because I don't need it right now. There we go. Locked. Keep this like that. Then we can just add a class of HP full over there. I'm going to grab all of that and just delete it because I don't want that to start with. Min height screen, font sans, anti-aliased. Nice. And then inside views, we're going to have pages, and we are going to have an index.blade.php, which is our home page. Like so that in our roots, we can just go ahead and get this all configured now. So we have a web directory. We're going to have a console directory, and obviously we'll have an API directory for a little bit later, because what's the point in me building a website if I don't have an API? Groups.php, declare, split types, sorted. Right, drop that in there and drop that in there too. I'm going to replace the console one with that. Make sure to declare some strict types though, because it's what I do. Drop all that in there. Come back up to our Bootstrap app, web roots, console, roots, API, roots, and let's just sort all of that out, fix it all up. There we go, close it all down, and then I can just delete them. Root view, and then this can be pages index, name, home. Perfect. Right, okay, so what I need at this point is grab this, root as pages, root static function, pages home. Cool. So now if I do a root list, we have got pages home. Awesome. Everything is lining up the way that I would usually do this sort of thing now. Come to views, components. By default, I believe Filament should enable me to have access to Livewire, right? So over here, I should be able to, if I just remove that, Livewire styles, Livewire scripts should all be working. Manifest time. Okay, so let's set this to dev and compose the dev it. Pop that open. All good, all good. Yeah, you are so close to where I live now. It's awesome. Ah, the builder is here. Give me 2 seconds. I've got to go turn the water on. He's building a wall. That should be the builder happy for a little bit, hopefully. And I can crack back on. So all of that is working. Refresh. Fantastic. So I want to kind of follow a similar style to my current website for my company, where, you know, it's pretty consistent, but obviously a little bit more focused on what I do over what my company does. So browser, this is Dia. If you haven't used Dia, let me know. I could probably get you an invite. Copy referral link. Let's just drop this in here. So here we go. Referral link coming in. There we go. If you haven't used it, it's pretty handy. So I can do like a describe as if you were a pirate. Yar, hoist the mainsail and lend me your ears. Nice. Oh, there you go. Yeah, it's got kind of chat built in with memory. It's pretty cool. Right, okay, so what I can do is if I open up the Lilafusha's website, I can come to the styles, come to the main styles, and could probably just copy some stuff for the styling. Import, drop that in there. Theme, I'm just going to switch. And the light and dark mode stuff, I'm also going to switch. Like that. Have some base styles and leave it at that. Okay. Now if I do this. Close all the tabs. Now if I come back to here, I come to my layout, what you'll see is that. Right, so I could probably see what that does. Okay. Compose dev. Yes, only Mac OS, unfortunately. But if you're, on Mac OS, use it or don't. There's a lot of good browsers out there right now. Import must precede all other statements. Okay, so what's going on with this CSS? Okay, I'm just going to remove all of that. We'll come back to it. We'll come back to that. Okay, so one thing that's actually really cool is this new thing by Dev Dojo, the blocks stuff. I don't know if anyone else has seen it, but, I absolutely love it. I'm not going to lie. Like, I can just come over and go, okay, so I'm using Tailwind stuff already. I can just come ahead and grab that. So if I come for headers, I can come and choose a header that I like. Let's just go pick one. Which one's cool? Shout if you see it. Shout if you see a nice one. Okay, we'll go for that one. That one's kind of gradient, kind of fancy looking, reasonable nav. Let's just copy that. And what we can actually do is just drop that in there, come back to my home page, refresh, and bang, we got it. The block stuff is absolutely fantastic. If you haven't tried it, go check it out. I kind of like this, but I'd like to do something different. Also like this. What's the loading more? Loading more. Loading more. But yeah, I'm probably going to start to build this up. Let's look at some heroes. Nice. Navigations. I can just go ahead and grab a specific navigation. I'm probably going to go for something super simplistic. I don't really want the buttons. I could probably remove the buttons. Like this. Layout, and then I'm going to go create a directory called UI, and we're going to call a new component nav.blade.php. Drop that in there. Then over here, I can just say x UI nav done. that is I am just going to drop into a main like that. Main content like that. And then I will probably do in here skip link.blade.php. Now, if I come to components for my skip link, I've got this here, skip to main content, class, main content. I'm pretty sure there's some ARIA options that you can do on this, like ARIA labeled by title is skip to main content. Then on the page, what we can do is xui.skiplink. Like so. Yeah, there's so much stuff you can do. That's all of that stuff. So close all that down. Delete that because it's not being used. Components coming out page. So then what we could possibly do is come over to here and say, okay, so let's create a hero component. What is the design of my hero component going to be? If I see something I like, I can just grab it. Some things aren't loading. I think my internet's being slow. Slow internet is slow. I like that. I don't like that it's not CSS shaped, so that would be so much better. Then I wouldn't have to worry about it. I could do some CSS masking stuff. That's cool, but it's been done a million times, right? Split her with images. Lots of stuff. I will probably go for illustrated split. That as an image. Yep, nice and simple. I'm just going to copy this and come into components. We are going to create a new directory called blocks. Within our blocks, we're going to create a hero.blade.php. Drop that in there. Then here, what we're going to want to do is section x blocks hero done. Bam. This is how I slowly build up you. And this section here can have an ID of hero. We are labeled by hero. Done. Next up, so we've got that kind of first section for the hero. I'm probably not going to have these images, but I will have some form of like logos. going at it. Wait for that. What I'm going to do, I am going to focus in on the code. Just so that my camera isn't slowing down the connection a little bit. So if we come to API over here, root, card, get. We want to simplify that. Name is DB. So API resume. I am going to just return a quick response JSON. This will be my JSON resume and come back to logos now. What I could do, obviously, is start to create all of these blocks that all kind of get built together, which when you're building these sorts of UI, it can get messy. Use components blocks. Logos.blade.php. Got that in there. Yeah, this is a quick throw it together sort of thing. This will be something else, like end up adding middleware and all sorts onto this. The API is coming later. But then if we come back to our home page, after that, we have got section ID logos. We are labeled by logos, X blocks logos. Come back to this and we'll see. Ooh, look at this, lots of stuff going on. Okay, that didn't actually copy, so give me 1 second. Copied logos. There we go, we're getting somewhere. Stop teasing me. I'm going to tell my wife. Okay, so we got some logos. Other things that we're probably going to want to add in here is like a blog section. Wait for that to load. Obviously, all of these logos are going to be kind of database driven eventually. But right now, it is just what it is. There's all of that stuff going on. Anything within here that I need. That's not even being used, but I will add a quick git. That fix that up. All right, okay, so stacked with author stuff, not really what I'm looking for. Simple grid blog with sidebar, kind of cool, not what I'm looking for. Minimal stacked with images. The biggest problem of living in Wales. You're only here for the music. Mind if you share? Share away, my friend. Share away. Okay, so that is all of that. Got a warp MD. Don't know what's going on with my layout. It's just kind of going all over the place. Here we go. There you go. Nice. All of that is all sort of working. Where's my browser gone? Here it is. I like this. I need to look at maybe what's going to work best. I like these are cool. I like the kind of colorful standy out things. Featured blog with image grid. No. What should I go for? Category tag. I think maybe this works best. I'm going to copy that. Right. In here, next up, views, components, blocks. What we want is article grids.blades.php for now. Just put that in there. Pages, index, section ID is articles. We are labeled by articles, grid, X blocks article grid, like so. So we're getting something. We're getting somewhere, right? It is working. Yes, quit VS Code and quit that there. So I've just got these two open. Right, drop that. Drop some of these for now. And we will just focus in on making sure we've got everything that we want. Quick call to action, and then I think move on. Which call to action stands out to me so far? They all look kind of cool. Let's go for this one. Right, blocks, new file, call to action.blade.php. Put that in there. And make sure that is also section ID, call to action, There we go. So, call to action, bang, bang, bang. Excellent. Things are starting to come together. So the next thing that we got to do is we got this admin stuff going on in the background. And what we want to do is start kind of bringing it all together, really. So I'm going to create a web directory within here. And we're just going to create a home controller within here. Public function invoke. We're going to get a request. We're going to return some form of, I'm not going to do a response yet. Public function construct private read only data. No, don't need that one. We want the factory. Factory, return this factory, make where the view is pages index, and the data is going to be passed through also. And then that means that I can make that read only. This will return a view, like so. And roots over here. I can say get use app HTTP controllers web, and then this can be web home controller. No changes, which is good. So that's got everything it needs. So we're going to have the articles coming down, like article query latest where column status is equal to status published. How many do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Limit 6. Get. Nice. So then our homepage here, the article grid, can just say articles. Articles like that. Hopefully that won't die. So far so good. Components, blocks, article grid. Drops, articles. Right, okay, so let's start splitting them out. We've got this one. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So what we want is we want to split them in 2, really. Or do I just stick on? Actually, yeah, I like that idea better. So I'm just going to drop that. And we will just stick to this style because it's kind of cool. For each articles as article, and for each, I'll just put that in there for now. Reload that. Ooh, errored. String. Okay, so I do this. Bang. Nice. So then what I can do is, let's just get rid of that. A href business. Got an image, cool. Div, resources, refreshing designs, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so article, title. Nice, we can kind of fix that up a little bit later. So anyway, we can start passing things through. I'm probably going to simplify some of this because it's kind of looking a little bit art attack right now. But I think we are getting somewhere. We've got some nice Laravel code working. What I probably want to do is start to kind of build up a cache as well, because this is fine for kind of dev mode, but in reality, this isn't really how I would build it. So let's go services like so. We're going to create some publishing services, and we're just going to go for new article service like so. Public function latest int total we are going to return some form of collection, but I'll come back to that. Private function cache. Just want to cache something, and then it will return something back to it. Return cache. Remember, string key int TTL 3600. String key TTL and callable. Call back. Okay, closure. So this would be like a return. This hash key is articles latest total, callback latest where status published limit total get TTL 600. You know, something simple like this, and then this would return a collection. That and this. So over here, what we could probably do is say private article service as service, and articles can be this service latest total 6, like so. There we go, and then that's cached. Next time it's quicker and quicker. So what we'll do is, well, Mac's being silly, I can say composer require dev Barry the Laravel debug bar. I think that's how you call it, how you name it. EDH. I always get the initials the wrong way around on that one. All right, that is going to be installed. Momentarily. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to call it a day pretty soon because I think we're getting there. We'll just see what happens. We will see what happens. Right, debug bar. Queries to nice. So then if I just do a quick a dash clear, refresh, we're getting there. I don't know why the models aren't being showed. Might have to fiddle. So we're reading from the cache articles latest 6. Nice. So our cache stuff is working. Lots of stuff is now working. Where's the article service? Anywhere where we need to get articles, we can kind of manage that. So that's the latest. So what we're also going to probably want to do is public function paginate int per page or int page. Start with, I'm going to return article query where status published paginate per page 10, and this will return a link to where paginator contract. What we can do is say this cache key articles page. Bang. That is how we do it. So that's going to start handling that. So inside here, I can just go ahead and go new directory, articles. We can create an index controller, public function construct, private read-only factory for the view, private read-only article service, public function invoke request view, return this factory make, and the view is articles index, the data is articles, like so, and I'm just going to tidy this up, make class read only, request integer key page, which means I don't need to cast it. And then inside views, pages, we can say pages, articles, index. And then index.blade.php within there. It's going to be somewhat similar to this. Other than logos won't be there, call to action won't be there, and we'll have a title instead of other things. Let's come up here and let's go to titles. While that's loading, I'm going to come have a look at this and come down to roots. And then pages, we are going to say root, prefix, articles, as, articles, group, static closure over here. And then we can say root get slash is either web, articles index, and we're going to call that index 2. Index controller, that is all now just lining up really nicely. That is all working. A title page we are going to go for. Let's just go for something like this for now. Bold gradient. Then blocks, we are going to go for a new page title .blade.php. Drop that in there. Inside here, we are going to go for a page title, and then if we come to here and we just go straight to articles, bam, things be working, right? So obviously there's lots of styling stuff to fix, but you know, yes, we are loading quite a few views, right? But we are going to end up loading things differently. We're going to use Blaze when it is available, etc. But yeah, this is how we do it. This is how we do things. Come back to our roots. You can say root get article slug name show articles go controller web articles show controller class. Nice. This will have a public function construct for that factory, read only factory public function invoke. We're going to pull in that request and we are going to pull in the article and we're going to return a view. So we can say article load author sponsor media and tags for now. Return this factory, make the view pages articles show blah blah. So let's come down and create that articles new file show.blade.php. It's going to be similar to this, but this will just have the content in. So we'll have like article content. So that's that, the controller, all of that is working. Grid. Then this is going to have a root, pages, articles, show, article, slug. So grab all of this and drop that in like that. Article title, going to have the same sort of thing. You can clickety-click and hope you visit. There we go. We've got stuff, right? Things be linking, things be working. You can go view it. Everything's good. Everything's happy. Just like we would over here. We can go view this, read article. Articles, multi-tenancy. All of this is there. Obviously, all of the content is different, but we will get back to that. So I am going to leave it there and see where I can take it next. Have a little bit of fun with it. I will likely push this up to GitHub at some point. Right now, there is no point because, you know, it just isn't. But thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for being awesome. It's been good to chill code and chat. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, for YouTube stuff, for Twitch stuff, all of that stuff. Yeah, we've had a lot of fun. Also, how cool are these little Lambos? Little squishy little Lambos. It sits on top of my camera at the moment. Yeah, pretty cool. Anyway, stay awesome, stay safe. The world's getting a little bit crazy out there, so stay safe. And I will catch you all next time, probably Thursday, maybe. We'll see. But have a good rest of your week. If I don't see you, catch you later.